This is Farlows. Right, welcome back everyone. I've got my Do You Like Dags vest on. Obviously it's been really hot, so the plan was obviously that I've put out before that I was supposed to be fishing down at Albans Lakes with Callum, the Camo King, but that didn't really go to plan. I drove 3 hours from Wales to get to the lake for a big fence to be closed across it, saying that they've closed it because of the KHV or KHV virus, I think it is. So all the people that are fishing, so Callum and Matt were already in there fishing. They already paid their tickets. They get to fish their tickets out. But yeah, they weren't letting anybody else on the lake, so I wasn't allowed to fish, which is totally understandable, to be fair. I mean, the fisher's got to do what a fisher's got to do. But yeah, so what I've done, I've come to Farlows. And I met a couple of the Parker Bates lads down there. And thank God one of them's leaving today, so I'm going to jump in this swim for this afternoon. My first time at Farlows. It's obviously a very good lake, a very well-known lake. And actually, yeah, Jordan actually had a lovely 30-pound out of it, absolute scaly banger the other night. So I'll put a picture of that on the screen now. But yeah, so this is going to be the water I'll be fishing. I'll move into this when probably this afternoon. Yeah, I think that's the swim over there. Rob Burgess did his solid bag video to the island there. Yeah, buzzing. It's going to be a challenging venue. It's got a lot of weed in it. I've got to find those spots. I think there's been fish showing by this tree over there, the overhanging tree, which is my water, so that's always a good sign. So one thing I quickly realised is Farlows is a massive 28-acre lake. I was in peg number 49, which allowed me to command an island and some open water. But before I get my rod set up, Jordan across the way was into a fish. Right, as I was just setting up, Jordan just had a screaming take. Like, no pressure, Jordan. No pressure, mate.
Pressure in the world.
Exactly. Well done, mate. That was a screamer, wasn't it? And that's off that bar that I'm probably going to be on as well.
Yeah. Same bar that we're fishing.
Yeah, for you it's probably about 12 3/4, isn't it? That's what I'll be doing. God, I need to get some rods out. Oh, it's going straight to the right as well. Look at that. Yeah, is that an orange one again? I'll have to get an orange magic bean on, I think. Oh, God, the colours on it are beautiful. There you go, good lad. In. Well done, mate. Hey!
17. 17.4.
17.4.
That's well out. Very close.
Well out. Get on it. Oh, well done, mate. So what was that on, mate?
That's on the OG Fish orange wrapper.
Perfect.
Couple hours before I pack up.
On that spot, on that gravel bar spot, right?
Yeah, 17.5 wrap.
That's spot on, mate. It's such a gorgeous looking fish.
Yeah.
Well done, buddy. Awesome. Well done. It's always good to see a lad a couple of swims away hauling one in, as it shows the water pigs have got their heads down and are having a chomp. Josh had vacated swim number 49, which allowed me to settle right in and get the marker lead out. I didn't want to do too much leading around in fear of spooking fish off the spots, so Josh kindly pointed out there was a big gravel bar just under 13 wraps out toward the edge of the island. Cheers for that, mate. I knew it was shallow from feeling down the lead, being only a second from the lead hitting the water to feeling the thud on the deck. After a quick drag back, I knew it was a clean spot. Being that I was only here for a 24-hour session and it being an entirely new water to me, I wanted to get a rod out quickly on this spot, but also being confident that the bait was presented. Therefore, what better opportunity to whack on a solid bag. With the first rod going out, my focus went to the second, so I got the marker lead and I had a feel around about a rod length off the overhang on the island to my right hand side. This wasn't as clean, but was a very silky, smooth pullback, with the lead coming back clean of any weed. I decided to give this spot some bait by topping up with about 15 spoms of particle mixed with OG Fish boilies. Once the bait was out, I got a pickering rig with an OG Fish pop-up with a mesh bag of freebies bang on the spot. The reason I opted for a pop-up on this spot is because I know the pop-up should sit nicely just on top of the silt. There's actually 2 rods out, got fish in, so I've actually put that 15 spoms just off the edge of the island, basically where that coot's feeding, a little bastard. But yeah, I've got a pop-up, OG Fish pop-up over there. So literally just off the edge of the island around there. And then the other rod out at the moment is on the gravel bar that's towards that island, so it's about 13 wraps out. But yeah, what I'm going to do now, I'm not going to put the third rod out just yet. I'm actually going to put a bit of some doggy biscuits out there, see if we get them feeding off the top. That should be interesting, and if I can, I want to put a surface rig on this middle rod and start trying to get them off there. Right, for the middle rod, my floaters weren't working, nothing's taken off the top, but I have found a lovely gravel spot towards that stump. So you can see it there. I'm just going to wrap it up now, see how many wraps out it is, but I'm going to put some bait over the top of it. It's real gravel and clean, so nice bit of bait around it. And I'm probably going to put another solid bag on top of it just so I'm confident the rigs are all set. So 2 solid bags and a pickering rig. Right, let's get cracking. Right then, I've actually made the solid bag up. It's got the Parker Baits OG mini mix in there with a bit of the fruity flat spot. It's a bit of a wonky bag, but that's got the orange magic beans sitting there. I've trimmed it down. That's going to be on the third rod at that gravel spot I found at about, just measured it up, it was 9 and just under 9.5 wraps. So yeah, I've put a few spoms out on there. Hopefully leave that there now on the third rod, and then because I've tried the surface, tried all the, you're not allowed zigs on here, but I tried all the doggies, they're not taken off the top. Although I say that, no way. There's fish showing where I put the doggies out. No way. Oh, see the bow waves there? Moving across in front of the island now. Oh. False alarm, it was just fish moving across the area. And obviously that's just a bird, I think. Well, I hope that was just a bird. But yeah, so yeah, I'm going to pop that solid bag out around there. Well, I have got a rod out around there as well, so. Right, let's get the solid bag on. This is my first time at Farlows, and it's actually a really nice little venue. You've got to properly fish it, it's weedy, you've got to find your spots, amongst the weed, find the gravel patches. It's a tricky lake, it's not a runs water by a long shot. And yeah, you've got some really good rewards. And that fish earlier on that Jordan caught, God, it was gorgeous, wasn't it? And there is a guy on the point swim, the double swim over here. He's trying to fish from off the top. I can see his marker float or controller float out there. If he starts getting them feeding off the top, I'm gonna get one of my rods in. It's not that far off me. I can put some doggies out as well and try and get them as well. In the meantime though, let's get some sausages.
The evening was quickly rolling in with the sun dipping. The colour orange was seeming to do the bites on the lake around me, so I opted for a trimmed down orange magic bean in my solid bags.
I'm sitting here making solid bags. Look at this. They are cruising. I'm not sure you can see it, but they are cruising right in front of me. So I think I'm gonna try and go for them off the top for the last few hours of the evening. Surface rig is on, we've got the bubble float on. Not much battery left in this camera, so we're gonna chuck it out and see if we can steal one. Oh.
After a few chucks of the bubble float past cruising carp and slowly winding the doggy back in front of their nose, it was quite apparent that they were not interested in the slightest.
This is painful. Those backs out the water. This is literally painful. This is the most painful fishing when you know they're all in front of you and you put doggies in front of them, you put food in front of them, they're just not having it. It's going to be either tonight or this morning. It's got to be when it cools down a bit.
With the surface fishing being a bit of a flop, I whacked a solid bag back out onto the spot towards the white tree stump.
Right, that is it. That is all the traps out. All 3 rods are ready for the night. Let's see if we can steal one. Oh, I feel knackered in this heat though. Right, look at these seagulls. They are disgusting, aren't they? Absolute vultures.
I spent the rest of the evening swapping stories with Josh over some good food and took in those gorgeous views that carp fishing gives you. My confidence in the way I was fishing was high, so I was praying to the carp gods that they would gift me with a bite during the night.
I like to think that I quite like nature and I'm sort of a nature bloke, but I've got a mother coot over there showing all of her young how to dive down and get food. Unfortunately, it looks like they're finished now. Unfortunately, they've been diving down on my bait for the last few hours. God damn it. Look at this dirty bastard that's slimed across my shoes. Horrible things, slugs. Look at that. Looks like I've been a naughty teenager. B-roll, because we're not catching. Do you reckon I put a bit too much hot sauce on that?
A few moments later.
Too soon with that chili sauce. Oh, it's quite spicy. It's a builder. It's a builder. It's very nice though. Oh, I tell you what, I am sweating like a vegan at a farm. This is mental. Good morning everyone. Unfortunately there wasn't much action last night. I did get woken up a few times. Well, a couple of times as I managed to bring in some rather large bream. So, in true chunkster fashion, I've got a huge bream. That's a double figure bream. What size is this thing? Woo! I'll get the camera wet, isn't it? Oh, he's woken up now. He's a big old chunk of the bream. Massive thing. What size of it? Alright, let's see if you can see this. And it's just soaked me. Look at that. Look at that. That is a chunk. Absolute chunk of a bream. It's pretty mental, isn't it? That's got to be close to double figure if it's not already. Unfortunately, the carp on the carp front, no luck, which is a bit frustrating because obviously the bream were showing that the rigs were working. But yeah, typical solid bags, eh? I've still got a couple hours left of the session, so the rods are still out. Look at it's spray on. Pray the last couple of hours that we can steal a bite. Right then lads, so middle rod towards the tree stump went screaming off, and the solid bag and I think it's a magic bean on that again, so yeah, any luck we have to pull this in. This one's definitely not a bream. I say that now, that was an absolute scream. Right lads, as I was about to weigh the common I put in the sling, I was thought the lads who were with me, I thought they were joking, said the second, you're in again mate, the island rod just really softly tickled away. This one feels nice. Flog. Going lads, so that second one was I reckon a stocky mirror. It looked alright, but yeah, come off just by the net, just there. So yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. Right guys, check this. This is gorgeous. What was it, 26, wasn't it? Yeah. No, man, 26, mate. £26 of Farlows common. That is beautiful. Look how dark this creature is. Look how beautiful it is. That
banger, mate.
is a reward for today. I'll get the other side. That was off the pink magic bean in a solid bag on the middle rod. Absolutely over the moon that I managed to steal one on a quick overnighter. There you go. Look at that for a fish.
That's a banger, mate.
That is a banger.
She looks wicked on it.
Well done. Right, we'll get some steals and then we'll get her back. Well, what a bit of carnage that was on the morning. These morning bites in this heat, this is what does it at Farlows. And that was on 2. That was on the Ronnie rig by the island, on the Pickering, on a Match the Hatch OG Fish pop-up, and the solid bag one that we had the dark common off. That was on a pink Parker Baits Magic Bean. I'm literally over the moon with that. I know I did lose, I lost, it was a mirror, the second bite, and it was down. I lost it literally here. And I'm not too fussed about it. It was, I see the size of it, I can see it quite clearly down there. It was like a 17, 18 pound mirror, I think. But yeah, really happy we got that dark common in. How beautiful was that fish? Right, I've got to get off in like literally half an hour, so I've got things out to dry while I can. And I've got to pack everything away. So yeah, I'm gonna pack up. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. It was a quick one, I know. It was only a quick little 24. I hate that saying, quick 24, but it was. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Right, I'm gonna pack up and get ready to go home. What a session.